Welcome back, my fellow collectors. I'm Calvin, aka Statue Fanatic, here with another review, and today we're taking another look at another anime piece. This is another piece from My Hero Academia, and this happens to be a piece of Katsuki Bakugo, another really cool character from the anime. The last video I did, I talked about Todoroki, and he is my favorite, but this guy is pretty cool as well. And as you can see, just like the other boxes, really cool artwork on the box. Got window box, and on the back here it says ARTFX J Japan. Kotobukiya ARTFX J series continues a bold expansion of the Kotobukiya ARTFX line. ARTFX J was created with the aim of making characters from Japanese animation and comics available to their fans worldwide. So that's about it for the box, 1/8 scale. So let's get this guy out of the box and see what he looks like. Before we get this completely unpacked, I do want to point out just how cool it is that Kotobukiya does a really good job packing these things in plastic, making sure that the paint isn't rubbing off on the inside packaging. So I think this is a really nice attention to detail that they do, just to make sure that when you get it, it's in the best possible shape that you can get these guys in. And so far I've been pretty impressed with the quality that I've gotten so far from the first two statues. So let's go ahead and finish getting this guy out of the plastic packaging. Okay, here you have Bakugo. He's out of the packaging. So this guy came with more pieces than any of the other ones that I've gotten so far. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you take the head off, 9 pieces, and then you have the body, I think it is. But anyway, not very difficult to put together because it comes with some pretty cool instructions to put it together. And so what you get with this guy is you get the two blasts that you'll use to attach to the back of his hair there, and then you'll have these two things that you put on his arms to kind of control, so that he can control his power, because his particular power is explosion, and to be able to control his explosion, he uses this to help do that. And then you have his hands. What's really cool also is that Kotobukiya has put this together so that it's kind of hard to mess it up, because each of these have keys on in terms of how they go on. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put the wings on his head first, and that would be probably the easiest way to go. Take his head off here, and then put the blasts that are coming out of his hair right here on the back. And they have A and B. The instructions are pretty clear on how you're supposed to do it, so it's pretty easy to put together. And this one here, for example, has a peg, and there's only one side of his head that actually has that peg in it, so you can't put it in the wrong spot there. And then once you get these put on there, you can put his portrait back on there, and that goes back on. Pretty secure. And then the next thing you want to do is take one of the blast suppressors, and this one here has a little key on it. You can see that. And then take that, and you're going to put it on this way, I think. And then you're going to take his hand and put it inside like so, which also has a key. And then you repeat the same thing on the other side. And then grab his hand and put that in. It also has a key, so you can't put it in backwards. Oops. Get this back on here. So there you have him completely put together, and we'll get him on the turntable so we can get a better view of what he looks like. So there we have him. We have Bakugo from My Hero Academia. This is a Kotobukiya piece, and as I look at it, I'm just as impressed with this one as I have been with the other two pieces that I've had, for the very same reason. The sculpt and design of it looks really cool. The pose is a really dynamic pose. He's getting ready to blast off one of his explosive charges there. You can see in his hair, he's got the explosion charge that's coming off of his hair. And as you look at his outfit, you can see that there is a ton of detail in his outfit. That looks absolutely amazing, actually. And it's an 8th scale statue that has come out extremely well. Kotobukiya did a fantastic job. Look at the grenades. It looks like grenades on the side of his belt. Just looks really fantastic. The wrinkles and the sculpting in his pants and his outfit looks really amazing. And then the colors really pop. Love the orange, love the black, love the green, the way it contrasts each other. And then not just that, I mean, the skin tones on here as well. They didn't just paint this one tone, they actually gave his flesh shading and everything too. There's cell shading in it, giving you the look of the anime. This looks like it's right out of the anime. Really digging that a lot. The base of this one here is just like the other two in the line, and I think it's probably going to be the same for all the bases. I didn't even try this, but I probably should try to see if these all fit together in some type of diorama, some type of setup. I didn't even think about that, but the bases do all match, and they do look really cool in terms of they're pretty simple, but the paint job on them is done well. It's done really nice. And so let's just zoom in and take get some close-up pictures here. Like I said, it's a 1/8 scale statue, pretty small piece, but yet done well in terms of the paint job. The sculpting on the boots also look really nice. And then as you go up, you can see like his knee pads, the paint application on that looks good. The sculpting on it looks really good. Same thing with the rest of his body. You look at the belt that he's wearing with the grenades hanging off the side of it. That looks good. Tons of detail and sculpt in it. And then just continue to be impressed with how well they've done with the paint. Keep in mind, this camera does a really good job with macro images. So you will be able to see things with this camera that you probably just looking at it would never be able to notice. So if you detect some flaws on here, trust me, you probably can't see them with the naked eye. You'd have to have some type of magnifying glass to be able to see it. And the blasters or the blast suppressors on his arm that we put on looks good. And then there's detailing even inside of that. Just check him out. I like everything about him. I mean, now this isn't like a Diamond Select statue in that it is inexpensive in my opinion. These statues run about $90 a piece. So you would expect a somewhat quality, because even though it's not $700, a $100 statue is still not cheap. Not in my opinion anyway. Look at the way that comes out of his head. That looks good. The shading in his hair, that looks good. And the around his neck, I keep calling them blast suppression. This guy's pretty powerful. Look at there, the silver, the painting on that, sculpting on his back, all looks good. Yep, so that pretty much concludes this anime statue of Bakugo from My Hero Academia anime. Another really good piece. I don't have any complaints about it whatsoever, and fans of the anime will probably enjoy this piece quite a bit. All three of them display really well. So since this is the last one I'm reviewing in this series, let me grab the other two, and I'm just going to put them next to each other and see what they look like. Here you have all three of them together, and man, they look really good together. They display extremely well. Love the colors, the way the colors pop. Well, remember to always collect what you like and not the hype. And until next time, my friends, peace.